Hi guys,
Some people.
I'm Milena,
Lola.
and we're watching Black Sails. Do
I
you
feel
have a
unwell
feeling
about
that we're
this.
finishing the
No.
show?
Not at all.
Me
I came home late last night and I was like, oh yeah, we're filming tomorrow. And I was just like, oh my god, we're filming tomorrow.
Mhm.
Oh my god, this is Black Sails.
Mhm.
And it hit me that
Mhm.
it's not like, this is not a simple filming day now. It's not like, oh, we're filming, we're just like chill. No. Like, this is it. This is it now. This is the last 2 episodes of one of our favorite shows ever. And this is like once you have seen it, that's it. You can always rewatch it, but you will never be still in the unknown. You know what I mean? So like I'm trying to salvage these few moments that we have left with it.
Yeah.
And it feels heavy right now.
It's very.
I can't explain
it was
it.
very short.
It was so fucking short. Like, what is this? Like 38 episodes.
Literally 38 episodes.
We finished it in like 5 months.
Yeah, it feels like it was very short and like.
So I have brought my friends to help me.
I have brought.
Milena has brought.
Nobody who I like to help me. You know what I
She has
mean?
brought someone that I like to help me. So I have 2 helps here.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, we're gonna watch both episodes today. I don't think we're gonna film the review for the last one today. Because like we're limited on time. We have to pick people up at the airport, and so we're not gonna. What is the word like? Fasten. Are you still thinking about Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
What?
I'm thinking there is only one lord, and I'm thinking there is only one captain
Of the ships?
ring. Of my heart. There is only one captain in my heart.
That is true.
That is true.
Yeah.
And
Captain. No, you would still put Flint up. I was like thinking what other show had Captain. We had like Captain Leah Dama. We had like, she was not Captain, but like Carathrace. I mean, she was
just
like
forget
something at a
about
point.
it. This is my moment. My captain. That's it. You know what I mean?
Oh, Captain, my captain. Stand on top of that table and say, oh, Captain, my captain. Yeah.
I cannot believe.
We're watching both episodes today.
I don't feel good, honestly.
I don't know how I'm supposed to process this right now.
I don't know how. I don't think we should have review at all after this or the last episode.
I do think we're gonna be like that's why we're not gonna film the review after the last episode. I don't think we're gonna be able to, like, after normal episodes we literally take 2 fucking hours to like gather and speak about it. After the series finale, I'm gonna need more time.
I completely agree.
So like we're just not gonna do that, and I feel like for this episode that we're about to watch, I think the review is also gonna be non-existent because like I'm gonna want to play this.
First, I agree, and second, because sometimes it takes a lot out of us to think of everything and not to mention every single thing in the episode, to talk about every single thing. There is nothing to predict anymore because like we're watching the last episode right now. No need for us to talk much about what's gonna happen. We can just mention scenes how affected us or something like that, you know. But like technically, like I don't think we should get exhausted before watching the last episode, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We should just try to enjoy this for the last time.
Yeah.
I mean, for the last time without knowing, because like there is a part of me that is kind of excited to finish it just because I want to play it from the beginning, and I've been waiting for 2 months because I didn't want to play it without knowing the whole thing again, you know, because then that's the same, you know what I mean? Like I want to know where all my boys and girls end up before starting the first episode, because like let's say now I know where Eleanor ended up. It's gonna affect me when I see her in the first episode, when I see
way if I play the first episode I'm gonna cry seeing her.
yeah
And the people that
and I'm gonna sob in the scene with her and Max when she broke her heart, because like I know how that's gonna end up. You know,
all the scenes in the previous seasons and episodes are gonna hold so much more weight when you know where it all ended
that's
up.
what I want to say. That's why I'm glad I've been waiting for so long, in my opinion, to play it again, you know, because I wanted to know everything.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot believe the day has come. Like, people have been asking us for like 6 years to react to this, and we were like, no. And it lost polls 7 times, I feel like. There was no way this was ever gonna win a poll. And we finally just like
played it.
Yeah, just like bit the bullet. Let's fucking do it. Let's just finish it because like
And
it was getting sad, the amount of like people who are like asking for it and trying to vote for it, and like we always put a show that's just so much popular and it's always gonna lose against it, and it felt sad.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, let's
put
help you guys
Sopranos
out.
against this.
I would not have put, you know what I mean? I was just like, I could just might as well just play Sopranos. Like it's gonna lose to them. Like why am I torturing the people that want black sails?
But like remember when the last time we put Fire, but like we didn't expect Fire.
I did not expect Fire to
like we put Fire just in the last second. Remember somebody asked. I knew that like it's a good show.
Yeah, your brother watched it.
Exactly. I
heard of it.
Yeah, so like I didn't think it was for reactions, and that's why I was like, oh, nobody's gonna vote for it, you know?
Yeah. No.
The one by far.
And thank you for that.
Yeah.
That what a joy. Joy.
Joy with torture.
Yeah, but like
the pain.
One of the most, if not the most important show to watch.
I agree.
And so like this was just an executive decision, and however much I did think that we were gonna like it, and I think we were gonna like it, because like again, a lot of the people that like whose opinions I trust adore the show.
I honestly didn't know. I really didn't expect to like it much.
I did. I
tried to play it, didn't enjoy it, so stopped it. So why would I ever expect to like it if I did not enjoy it?
I think we talked about it in episode 1, season 1, that like I was more, let's say, optimistic about us liking it, and you were less because you did like stop it.
Yeah, like I enjoyed that it lost the poll. You know what I mean? Like I was like,
look at you now.
Yes, now it's my favorite show.
Look at us now.
Now it's my favorite show, literally.
And now we're gonna end it. Now this is it.
Yeah.
We only have 2 hours left of it.
I think even less. I think the 9th episode is 52 minutes, if I saw correctly. Which means 49, maybe 50 the most.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not like we didn't even play it. I already feel emotionally exhausted about it. Like we know where we left off. We know what things need to be resolved. Do we know how potentially it's gonna get resolved? I feel like we do.
I think we're gonna be fine
what we said in the
episode,
previous episode. Yeah, I mean it's not gonna get resolved in this episode, because I feel like this is about to be a bloodbath trying to get to Flint, and like rest in peace, Ozai. Like really, you're a real one. You're about to die. I feel like that is a thing. That's what this episode is gonna be. And then the last episode is gonna be like, you know, Flint and John.
Yeah, and finishing the story for all the characters. For some, we already did finish the story a bit. Yeah. So
that's what I'm expecting. And I don't know. I feel exhausted. I don't know I'll play it now. Like, because like when we started, you know, like, yes, we're gonna have the review in between. Yeah. But like, I just feel like when I play this, we're playing the end of the show as well.
That's what I feel like.
And so like, it's kind of...
Because we're finishing it right now.
Yeah. So. Like, that's it, guys. So honestly, we could prolong it, and I kind of want to prolong it, but let's do it.
Let's just play
Let's do it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Exactly. Nothing's gonna change.
No. We have to finish it.
Yeah. Leave the recap.
I would not, like, there's gonna be a recap in episode 10, that's why I'm gonna hate it, but now I'm just like prolong it. No, literally, I really believe it's about to be like the typical pirate story of burying treasure. Because like was it Max that made the joke, like we're gonna bury the treasure or something like that? Because like, Treasure Island.
Yeah, definitely.
This man is gonna help us.
Yeah.
Why is it a bit black and white?
Okay, John.
God, is this gonna be one of those things that starts like with the back and forth? Because what is this coloring?
Yeah.
Is it a dream?
I honestly first thought it was a dream.
It's a dream.
That's how it seems to.
Oh.
What are we looking at? Nassau. There's over the horizon, just waiting for us. I will lead a pirate fleet of unprecedented strength over that horizon into a battle of unprecedented importance. With a little luck, that battle will end with us taking Nassau and beginning a revolution. And I cannot do it without you. So, it will benefit all involved, you not the least, if when the battle begins, you aren't killed by the first fool lucky enough to swing a sword your way.
You want to teach me to fight?
I know you know how to fight. want to teach you how to fight and not die.
That's gonna come in handy when you're gonna fight each other.
I know how you feel about being seen without a leg, but when the fighting truly begins, all that matters is what makes for the greatest. And then, to manage how they see me. But for pride to be an issue between you and I, well, I think we're playing past that by now. Don't you? You really imagine a few weeks of this is going to make much of a difference? I'm not what I am at this point. It's better than nothing. You're not concerned about this? Well, you say you'll be teaching me to fight. But every man fights differently. Seems to me you'll really be teaching me is how to defeat you. I'll take my chances. Shall we?
It's not funny at all.
Kind of funny.
I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny. I'm not amused.
Tell me you know where they are.
Laid eyes on Flint and Silver just as we entered the trees.
It doesn't need to get far. All he needs to bury that gold
Yeah.
somewhere unknown, and he's won. He said I have till sunrise tomorrow to return the cash. But I don't think we're gonna have that long.
Whatever he plans, Jack is coming. Oh my god, is that Oza
One
dying?
dead.
It's like a horror fucking movie. Like, five entered the wood.
No words.
No one
That's
comes
how it
out.
looks.
Who is, like, the guy behind him reminds me of Rio from Good Girls.
Rio from Good Girls,
That's
I
what
agree.
It's like he reminds me of some fucking someone.
Yeah, I agree.
And that is one of the highest
Rio from
compliments.
Good Girls.
Does it not?
I thought Ignacio.
Silver assures me you can retrieve the
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, right.
transaction on its original terms. I will have some difficult choices to make.
Difficult choice you'd love to make.
I'd like to see her again.
She'll never accept your offer. You are, for now, a necessary evil here. Do not test my patience. Bring her up from below.
What is she gonna do? This position to put her in.
Yeah.
She hates that we're even here bargaining about this.
We tracked them this far, but the trail splits in two.
Oh.
Well, it seems he may intend to divide our numbers.
Then likely seeks to separate them, gain an advantage.
I know.
So it's likely you just sent one of those two groups to their death.
As long as they expose his position.
I wonder if he knows just how much you learned from him.
Oh. This guy is not like, he is not a real person. You know what I mean? He has like a third eye. He would, how does he read through them this much? This is gonna go back and forth. I cannot believe this.
I'm gonna love it.
Your opponent's wrist is from whence the attack is born. It is its past tense from which it cannot separate itself. You're still watching my eyes.
This is all gonna come with the fight.
But I never thought they were gonna fight with fight. I thought he was gonna just have a gun because I didn't
Yes.
think he's gonna fight. You
I
know
think
what I mean?
they will fight
Two
now.
questions are
Well,
paramount.
considering we're
Yeah.
doing this, then
Yeah.
yes.
Answer those two questions, and there is
Who was my opponent yesterday? He was my friend. Who is he today?
Hi from me.
What?
Who you were. I have no idea who you were. Not before we found you, anyway.
Yeah. True.
Jesus Christ. Don't do that. You want to know where I come from, just ask.
I think I just did.
You know all there is to know. I was born in Whitechapel. Never knew my mother.
I know. You told me once or twice of your experiences there. Except it isn't true. Is it?
Why would you say that?
I remember when you first told me, it sounded like a invention.
He is
About
nothing
one
if not a
story that
storyteller.
led others I'd heard told elsewhere to the crew. I didn't think much of it at the time. I suppose I assumed that if you ever became somebody worth knowing, I'd learn the truth of it eventually. Only, at this moment I'm realizing that never happened. And what is of some concern to me is that despite how invested we each are in the future of the other, you just told me that story again. Why is that?
It isn't important.
Alright. Although, you know that isn't true either. I'm sorry, the more I try and dismiss this, you know my story. Thomas, Miranda, all of it. You know the role it played in motivating me to do the things that I've done, the things I will do. Not only that, but when I told you the story, you insinuated yourself into it. The latest in a line of ill-fated partners, situating yourself such that were you and I left to come close, I'd be forced to hesitate before doing you any harm.
Slow down.
I'm not angry with you. You know my story. And for some reason I cannot figure.
I don't want you to know mine. I understand your concern. We'll resume tomorrow. Is that alright?
If I were to believe Flint dies, like that's when John will tell him his story. Well, that's what I mean.
No, we're never gonna find out.
If is that like from the book? Like what?
Well, it's about 200 yards.
Are you dying, guys?
What do you mean is that from the book? You think there is a story in the book?
Well, I'm gonna assume Long John Silver.
I think he was just like a story, a legend. I didn't think we're gonna.
Well, yeah, but like I
don't
thought
think
maybe
we
in the
find out
legend,
really.
like I don't know.
He's the story.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna say the story.
He already knows you're coming. Like,
I read that now right now.
It's not about like. They're definitely dead because Oza is not here, and like, so who do you really know from this group? No one.
No, but like, how is gonna kill them?
No, he just comes from behind, one by one. Jack, I could be at my most sane, like, there's not a drop in alcohol in me. You put me on open sea, whereas this, how the fuck do I know? Maybe you had it like this.
Makes sense. You know why he never
Never
drove a
sailed.
boat?
Never sailed.
You do know where you're going, yes?
One day you'll leave the account, take a wife, father, children, see less and less of the sea until she becomes like a painting hanging on the wall. But she'll keep on calling you. And when she does, you'll step into that painting and feel the swell beneath your feet. It'll all come back as if it were like yesterday. I've watched you in your house, every account since I and mine left it. Accomplish things that no one I ever sailed with could dream of. From what I've overheard, if you reach Skeleton Island, it might mean the end of the government. Maybe keep the account alive a little while longer. Then I'll take you to it. Hold on to this for as long as you can. For all of us who once had it and walked away.
God.
Poor girl, poor girl.
You have no idea the restraint this takes.
Oh,
How certain the conviction.
It's terrifying.
Given what you and your
no,
hearts
really,
have destroyed.
the actor, good job.
No,
I think
that's
you're
What
projecting.
you've taken from me.
Projecting. You've taken it from yourself.
What compromise can there be with a man responsible for the death of my wife?
You sent him there. Literally.
Or with those who would follow him?
You idiot.
You're luckier than you know.
You're luckier than you know. Is he not ashamed of his words?
Literally.
So much luckier than you know. That in this moment I can still hear the faintest of voices in my head arguing against the alternative. I have offered you freedom for your people. I have offered you more than you have any right to expect. And still, you will not say yes.
What a fucking evil.
So I come to you one last time to ensure you cannot say no. Accept the treaty.
I will consider no treaty of yours.
And John Silver lives.
Oh, God.
Refuse. And he dies.
Oh my god.
Along with the rest of the men who followed him here. If you can set aside your pride in this moment.
Your pride. As if
do
she's
not
working
make
off
the
of
same
pride.
mistake committed.
The voice you hear in your head. I imagine I know who it sounds like. As I know Eleanor wanted those things. But I hear other voices. A chorus of voices. Multitudes. They reach back centuries.
I'm all chills.
Literally.
Men and women and children who lost their lives to men like you. Men and women and children forced to wear your chains. I must answer to them. And this war, their war, Flint's war, my war, it will not be bargained away to avoid a fight. To save John Silver's life, or his men's, or mine. And you believe what you will, but it was neither I,
Yeah.
nor Flint,
Killed your wife.
nor the Spanish raider who killed your wife. That you did.
Sergeant.
This is like top 5 dialogue of the show. This was ridiculous.
Take her below.
I feel cold. What a fucking scene. This is exactly what we talked about. You asked this question. John is gonna have his answer, but she's not gonna have that same answer.
I would be shocked if she had it. I would be disappointed.
She said, oh,
Ready to launch.
oh my god, what a scene. I can't get over it.
Leverages his soul knowledge of the chest location to gain control of the men. And maybe attempts to rescue Madi, maybe not. Maybe he's already factored a death into this. A martyr to defeat the cause. Fuck him. For dictating his outcome to me. For swearing his friendship falsely to me. For his arrogance. His indifference.
So what are you gonna do about it?
You've been warned so many times. By Billy, by me, by Flint's own actions. And despite that, despite this, I think when we meet him again, you will look for reasons to forget it all again. You've come all this way, traveled all this distance, and when he starts talking, you won't learn a goddamn thing. Jess was never here.
Yeah, okay.
You left her behind.
Oh, okay. It doesn't change anything. You're not gonna find it.
That's
right?
what I mean. Like, this is called Treasure Island. This treasure does not fucking leave the island. I mean, not necessarily, because it could just be the story about the treasure. I don't know.
True.
It would be kind of poetic if it dropped into the water. Kind of like in the beginning when John was supposed to take the money that dropped into the water.
You'll come, man. Once she's safe, then we'll be able to see things clearly again.
I hope so. If not, if he needs to go, you're too important to what comes next to have to bear a burden like that. So when the time comes, I'll do it.
Fuck.
I have no story to tell. And it might seem as though I'm trying to conceal something from you, but the truth is, there is no story to tell.
No one's past is that unremarkable.
Without relevance. Some time ago, I absolved myself from the obligation of finding any. I need to account for all my life's events in the context of a story that somehow defines me. I've come to peace with the knowledge that there is no storyteller imposing any coherence, no sense or grace upon those events. Therefore, there's no duty on my part to search for it. You know of me all I can bear to be known, all that is relevant to be known. That is to say, you know my genuine friendship, my loyalty. Can that be enough and there still be trust between us?
Yeah.
When we sailed for the Ark of Gold, I remember something of this feeling. So much to be gained. But this is different. Then, even a complete and thorough success meant a qualified victory. On some level, whether we were prepared to acknowledge it out loud or not, I believe we both knew the fortune would likely cause as many problems as solve.
Now, if that man out there can fulfill his promise, if we can prevail over Flint and the governor, and I feel we can, I don't know why, but I feel it.
The result ahead of us promises to be a victory of a different sort. A true victory. Freedom. How many men in the history of the world have ever known? How fortunate are we to be standing on the threshold of it?
Yes. What is it?
We're lost. Wouldn't that be funny? Who's dead? Of course he is. Of course he is.
Jane said he saw him clutch for his chest.
I really would believe that there's some higher power that is laughing at me.
With the speech that he just gave.
You asked him to recount for you what he knew days ago, yes? Of course. What you did is good.
Did you remember? Did you write it
We can
down?
get to our destination without his assistance. Yes. Do not fuck with me. I'm almost certain I can figure it out.
He will though.
I thought I heard.
All is well. I mean, define it. The voice of God.
A woman. Or what sounded like a woman. Faintly from the trees.
Miranda.
I mean, I don't think he would be the one hearing
We don't know.
I saw a mermaid swimming.
it. I thought it was just a story, you know?
Full of stories.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking read this book.
There are no monsters in the dark, though there are dangers.
How do you even keep a lookout? You see nothing.
Yeah.
If he does not bury it.
Ozai.
Ozai, goodbye. God. Why do you choose to stay in like this? If they do not bury it, legitimately it's gonna fall into the water or something and like be lost to anyone and everyone.
Okay. Should be two guys.
I'm gonna feel sad about this now, Ozai.
Kind of first time seeing his face.
He's
this
literally
clearly.
the same, exactly.
Yeah. Oh my god, maybe he's gonna kill the Flint's guy.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna kill Flint's guy.
It's important.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Ah!
This seems bad.
Would you keep stabbing? It would be more difficult to.
But he didn't kill him.
He didn't
just-
kill him. That's interesting. Ozai is a sweetheart. I felt it.
Oh my god.
That was fucking close.
That was fucking close. I think Flint's gonna figure it out somehow. Oh my god, but maybe he's gonna get hurt. I can't watch this. Somehow
Like
can't
this
watch
feels
this.
bad.
Huh?
Like the there's no music. Everything
Yeah,
like
you-
this. I mean, he's not.
Oh.
Ah!
Go. Can't watch this.
Ah!
What was that? What was that? What was that? What is
I
that?
think that's Flint. I think that's Flint's stomach. No, it's his stomach. Whose stomach is it?
Flint? Yeah, his stomach, of
Oh,
course.
okay.
Of course. Flint's stomach.
Yeah, but like his face
Flint's
was like.
stomach! He was stroking him.
One guy looked like he was dying, and the other one was like, "Yeah, I got you." Ozai. Oh, that felt uneasy. Oh! Why such a scene? Why such a scene? Boy, let's stop this. Let's stop this.
What is this? Burning?
Yeah,
Burning?
yeah. We are gonna have save him. He's my favorite.
Oh, good God.
Jack, this would be the time. This would be the fucking time to come. They're gonna have no ship.
Right, Bobby! Go!
Sign his death sentence. Okay.
He'll have to put it in.
But that's how
Can you do it?
that's how Flint's gonna go. And... Yeah.
Only chance of saving the ship is to plug his hole.
No.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye ship. Yeah.
Which ship is this?
Whichever one it
Is it the Walrus? Who has the Walrus? I'm attached to the Walrus.
I feel like this guy should die.
Our ship's arrived. Someone who has it? Is it us? Is it Jack? Who's on the Walrus? I've lost track at some point what ship we took where. Oh, I thought they were gonna, kill the ship when they kill the show. A gun.
Welcome has a gun.
It will be preferable to me if we resolve this another way.
Why are you coming closer?
Cash is in the ground, man. We can get.
Why are you getting closer?
That includes you.
Stop.
You still think you'll persuade him to see this all your way?
He's like, this is not my fight to have.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But I prefer not to find out.
No, he's like, this is my fight now.
You can watch this. You can watch this.
I don't like that we're in a advantaged position. Ah!
Tell me where it is. I can't do that. Fuck you. Where is it? You're making a mistake. Fuck you. Where is it? In the ground. Where it stays until Madi is freed. When we gather it and return it to the camp, all of us. I know you cannot see why this must be, but it must be. Every moment we waste is a moment we could be working to retrieve her.
That's what this has ever been, isn't it? A partnership only insofar as it enables you to do whatever it is that matters to you in any given moment. And right now, it matters far less to you whether she lives or dies, and that it happens your way, on your terms.
I think you know it's far more complicated than that. I'm certain she does.
That's what I mean, because boy,
Yeah.
if you give her this choice.
Even if you could kill me, even if that somehow helped you see her alive again, how you gonna explain it to her? She believes in this as much as I do. You know this. If it costs a war to save her, you'll have lost her anyway. Even you cannot construct a story to make her forgive you that.
True. What is happening? I've never felt more unwell.
Oh, he ditched it. Every time he managed. I don't want to see this. Move, bitch.
No! Don't!
No! Okay. Exactly. I don't know why this guy is kind of funny.
As long as you're alive,
Is he gonna stay alive?
I hope
don't,
so.
I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure.
He's
honestly.
the only one we have left. They killed those, I don't know one anymore.
I mean, he was.
I do not forgive them this. I do not forgive
I
them this.
cannot believe this.
I do not forgive them this.
I cannot believe this. I was about to say he's far more important than Ozai to me. I was literally about
I
to
agree,
say
but
that.
like the people that I know from the
Duck. Some Billy. He let him go. He let him go. He let him go. All his once brothers. He's just killing every single one of them.
I mean, there is nothing. There is just rage.
Jack
So-
Rackham. Captain Jack Rackham.
To the rescue.
To the
How'd you
rescue.
see it? It isn't utility that's behind his investment in me. No necessity, no dependency. I understand you through a false motive. But this much is clear to me now. I have earned his respect. After all the tragedies that man has suffered. The loss of Thomas. The events of Charlestown. I have earned his trust. I have his true friendship. And so he's going to have mine. And as long as that is true, I cannot imagine what is possible.
What now? Is he dead? Yes. Oh god. This is worse. Did you come here to...
Like, we like took a break of like 15 minutes, and those 15 minutes I'm like trying not to cry. And I keep crying, and then you say something, I'm like, shut up. I have nothing to give you.
Honestly, this episode, if we didn't plan it like this, like, I don't think I would want to watch the last episode now. Like, it's exhausting to me. These episodes are exhausting to me. This episode took everything out of me, honestly. I don't know what else I have to give. I don't know how I'm gonna walk after the last episode. You know what I mean? Like, how...
No, that's what I mean. I have to make conversations
because
after
I'm
this.
so tired right now, honestly. I'm so tired right now.
I have to go to a party tonight. Just cry.
That's the night. That's better. We're gonna have a couple
I don't
of
know.
hours.
Like, I feel like it's gonna take me.
I agree.
So I feel like it's gonna take me hours to like readjust even after this one.
I think, yeah.
Why did I do after the last one? I no words. The episode, I can't. How do you write it like that? How do you make it like that?
No, I think
like,
the second I saw that it's gonna go back and forth, I think I immediately knew I'm gonna love it, because it's so good, because it's about them and their friendship at the end, you know, and I literally knew that it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
Like I really think like that they thought of every single detail and every part of the conversation, like, and all the little parts that were maybe missing, like John's past, you know.
No, like they're wrapping it up, you know, like it's the end of the show.
Yeah, but like somehow they make it all work perfectly. Yeah, like even they
everything flows.
Thought of like John's conversation at the end with Madi about Flint, like in that moment they put it like it just without. Yeah, like I am without words, honestly. I have.
Like I literally, this review is gonna be about to be ridiculous, but like this is the most we can give you. That's why
we're not filming review after the last episode. We're not in.
We can do it.
Like
because like we're gonna talk about all of this at the end of the show, because I mean now I'm gonna talk about Flint and John's like relationship, but like I'm gonna have to talk about that after the show when it all is said and done. But like. There was a mention after such a long time, like after like season 1, episode 1, I feel like it was just now mentioned about John's backstory, and like it is a thing that I thought we were gonna get. Like I thought that we mentioned like often, or at least we mentioned to each other. I don't know about how like. You know, we're gonna learn about John's backstory, and when it didn't come, I was like, okay, I guess not. And like I couldn't necessarily, let's say, understand why you would not give a character's backstory, considering this is a type of show that like really fleshes out its characters, that like really makes you just like really makes them human, like by understanding their motivation, by understanding what moves them, and so like then it could feel weird that like John, such a prominent character, like one of the most important characters in the show, does not have a backstory. And like in this episode, that kind of like that's when it clicked in some ways, like what the writers wanted to make of his character, because in so many ways he is like a story in and of itself. Like that's why he is such a mystery, because like you don't know what happened in his past, and you will never know what happened in his past, and it can all just be stories that like you can invent for him, and so he can be whatever you want him to be. But like what he said to Flint, I also thought it was very interesting, because he said nothing and yet he said a lot by explaining it in a way of like, I can tell you a story about like what happened to me, but like there's nothing to learn from it. It's gonna be like, oh, this bad thing happened to me, and that is like what motivates me now. And like for him, like there's just like nothing to find. There's no motivation to find in those stories. There is nothing to define them in those stories. contrary to the person that's standing opposite of him right then and there, which is Flint, who is everything that he is because of his past. All that he is, all of his motivation, all of his whole being is defined by those things that John, says, that basically the only thing that he can gather out of those messages that, the world is a cruel place. Like, that's what you're gonna end up. Oh, this happened to me, the world is a cruel place, and that's how I ended up like that. And for John, that doesn't hold any meaning to his life.
Yeah. I think, especially in the beginning of the show, we constantly thought we're gonna get his story, and let's say season 2 was Flint's, and then when we saw that season 3 is Charles, we thought maybe season 4 is John's or something like that. And I remember that I stopped thinking about it until in season 4, and then for a second, I don't know if we talked about it off camera. I know we haven't talked about it on camera. I don't know if we talked or I just thought it.
We definitely talked about it.
During season 4, how we didn't get his story and how I don't expect it to have, but I think somewhere in season 4 I didn't think I needed.
Yeah.
I just didn't think I needed it because you can, in my opinion, deduct some things through his actions. With the way, exactly like I said, with the choices that he's making right now, let's say, you can deduct that he, let's say, hasn't been through what some of our characters have been through, with the choices that he makes, you can see what type of a life he didn't lead, let's say, not that he led, because we don't know that part.
Yeah.
And after this episode, I really can't say that it clicked in some moment. I don't know. Yeah, in the moment when Flint said, I don't know anything about your past, I thought that if you're important enough to me that I want to get to know you, I would find out eventually or something like that.
Yeah.
And I never did. And that's when Flint said, you just told the stories about yourself, and we know how that he's a great storyteller, and that he always does that. In that moment, I realized, oh yeah, we're not gonna find out his story. His story is just gonna be left unknown. But he did say to Flint that he didn't live a life that had anything happen to him that would lead him through his life completely. It would be a cause of all his actions, but technically all we knew about him is what we saw of his actions in the beginning, where he fought for himself, where he did things to fight for his own life, or something like that. To me, all his actions came naturally, it wasn't any grand specific action that you would think oh, why is this really like that,
I don't think I questioned it
it was very
anything.
Understandable. We didn't miss anything to understand for him for who he is or what he has done, So yeah, I like how the writers have done.
I mean, that's the thing that I find so fucking fascinating, that I have not watched any show that because he is the main character. I don't know, maybe it's they decided to do it like that because he is a character in the book.
That is a story.
Yeah, that's a story. And so they have made him as such. Even in the show that you are watching, they have made his life a story. And so all the things that he has done, he is really a character where you can finish the story in your head. You can fill in those blanks based on how you want to fill them. That's who he represents. That is such a fascinating concept to me. They have left him so
somehow he's just
open.
Us viewers.
That's what I mean.
In many ways, just because we are Flint's friend, and he feels about Flint the way we feel about Flint in some ways, and also like I said, he hasn't made any shocking moment in the decisions. In this case, he chose Madi, his love over a war.
Of
you know,
course.
over a cause, over anything, and
Yeah.
makes sense to me. Like if he chose war, I would be like, wait, why? What exactly happened? You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying you shouldn't choose a war. I'm not saying that, you know? Like I'm
No.
just saying if this show has done something, like I like we said millions of times, it showed us how each character has different priorities or reacts different to different things because of the life they have led
Yeah.
until that point, you know?
Yeah.
Just like Maddie and John in this episode. Like she got I think we talked about in the last episode that like if Maddie got the same choice between the John got, her decision would be quite the opposite. And I love that we're gonna talk about that moment more, but like I love that like it didn't take her a second to think about it. You
There was
know,
nothing to think about.
there was nothing to. I even like we know that he's very important to her.
Yeah.
Like we know that he's the person that like is one of the person that like is the most important to her.
Yeah.
And yet she said something along like not any John Silver or anybody like that. You know.
I mean, her own mother.
Yeah.
Her own mother, like, was willing to
Let her die
for
Yeah.
the cause. Like, who
Yeah.
the fuck is John Silver? Like, again, that does not diminish any type of love that she has for him.
Of course.
In any way. It's just in the grand scheme of things and what she is carrying with her. John Silver is nothing in comparison to that.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, we'll get to that scene, I
Yeah.
guess. But again,
We're just all connected.
as all fucking great shows is, it's all fucking connected. But I just like really, there's something so poetic about all of this
Him
and
saying
so
a
many
story.
things just being a story. So many things in the show is such a story.
Yeah, but
Long
like,
John Silver is a story.
that's what I want to say. Even his whole life, his everything that he is right now, Billy made him up. Billy made it happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he made the story, and John just
Played the part.
played the part.
But that's like he can just play that part again because he is unknown.
Yeah.
So he can just play any part that you want him to play.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like how do you write that? How do you write this? Robert and Jonathan? How?
God.
Like I just the contrast between Flint and John like standing next to each other, and Flint's whole life has been panned out because of the things that have happened to him, and he still carries that, and that's why he is still doing what he is doing. In contrast to John, like what a incredible moment. And like you keep cutting back and forth with them, like training and fighting and like talking about like who they are to each other in these moments that we have them kind of as like, let's say, enemies, but like, you know, that there was no point in time where I thought now Flint, when he came head to head with John, there was no point in time where I thought that like Flint is ever gonna choose to kill John. And like that is not a thing that I could have said for any other character in this show, you know, save for Miranda. They're like, you know, he killed
Gates.
Like he killed Gates because of this like exact reason. He was standing in his way, and now John very clearly is standing in his way, and yet he chooses to kill the guy that comes behind him, who went with Flint. He chooses to kill that guy as to not kill John, because he is not gonna kill John. I don't know if Flint knew this whole time that if it came to that he is not gonna be able to do it, or if it like clicked the second that he shot that other guy.
I think he knew.
I think it is also like I thought it connects to when we went into the flashbacks when they were talking and fighting, and John was saying something along the lines of like, because he is not telling him his backstory. He said like, I'm kind of like, even without that, we are still like friends.
And you
like
can still trust me.
You can still trust me, right? And like he did not say anything, and like that, like, let's say, leaves room for doubt, like whether Flint would...
I don't know whose doubt, not mine.
The show opens it up like that, you know, but I feel like at that moment now here at the end, where he does go and he shoots that guy, like that was the clear answer to that question. I just thought that was so well done. I don't know where like everything leaves them right now, considering like that like Woods Rogers has attacked. I think that was the walrus, which makes me very sad. But I think it is the walrus. Considering like Woods Rogers has gone and just like did this now, so like technically they should work together against Woods Rogers now.
And I definitely think I definitely think they will.
Yeah.
I even think that fight is what finished that wall in some ways between that, not wall. I mean there is nothing else to talk about. They have to be on the same side.
Yeah, I just
like,
don't
even
know, like,
that-
let's say now we defeat Woods Rogers, Jack comes, we're saved. The gold, it's still on the ground.
Okay.
Flint knows where the gold is. And so now we're going to be again presented, I think, with the gold, we can take it back and continue the fight that they want to continue, which is a fight that John does not want to do because it's gonna endanger Maddie's life. And so John is not gonna want... There's still gonna be, right? I can't see the resolve in that. Like, there's still... It clashes in my mind. But then if they have the gold...
I don't think they're gonna have the gold.
How?
Because this is Treasure Island.
True.
I think the guy didn't dig it there. I think they're gonna go there and gold is not gonna be there.
Someone's gonna just like someone took it.
It's unknown. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be unknown. They're not gonna have the gold.
Okay,
because
well,
I think if they had the gold, I don't think with killing Governor, I don't think John would take that war away from Madi and all the people.
I can't
And
say,
I don't think,
like, to protect Maddie.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Because in the situation in the moment that he was presented, yes, I don't think he wants Madi to go to the war. Yet with Flint and Madi, he was going with them with the war that they were about to lead. I don't think there is a situation. I don't know.
Yeah, but like he was also like surprised when he heard like Boston. Like when Flint mentioned Boston, I think maybe it clicked for him like what the bigger... I think maybe he thought he was going to be able to control until what point this was going to be pushed. And like when he can't, if it's like an all-out war, Maddie is in danger and he's not going to want that. And so like I can't see how this gets resolved in that way. You know, I think for John, it would be best if no one gets the gold. You know, because then they cannot like go and fight this war. They have no means, but like they can... Again, maybe all of them that are there, like, build on that island or...
Which island? Oh, the small island?
Yeah, and, like, I don't know what...
I mean,
what,
John...
like, exactly with Nassau, because,
Jack
like...
is going to Nassau,
yeah. Like, just remain there, you know? Like, I feel like for John, the best case scenario is no one has the gold. And, like, Flint is gonna want to dig up that gold and go fight this war.
So you think that like
I
John is gonna betray Flint?
I just don't know where this leaves us. Like maybe.
And that's how Flint goes. Like he passes him out and takes him to the... If he goes, it's mentioned many times.
It's mentioned many times. That's like he definitely has to go.
So,
and so like they're still gonna have that. I had think, not like head to head necessarily at this point, but something because. Again, they mentioned they have never finished that. Since the start, when John asked the woman, what are the families, what families sent that? The show has never mentioned it again.
Yeah, I agree.
But they have said it, and so they have to...
And we know that Jack is coming to kill Flint.
Yeah, and so like they have to resolve that, you know?
But the thing is, I thought... So, also there is another option with the Jack coming.
Yeah.
That... Jack is gonna say that like Flint needs to die.
Yeah.
And that is the moment when decision is gonna come.
John's gonna be 2 flies, 1 stone.
You think...
Like, he stops let's say, the all-out war by getting rid of Flint. And now he has like a reason why he should also like remove Flint because he's gonna get like like, okay, Jack is not really a danger, but like
No.
that side, let's say, is gonna want to.
I see the Flint is maybe gonna also make the decision.
If John tells him,
What?
like, maybe Thomas is alive in this place.
No.
I
I
don't
thought
see
maybe
him
because of
saying
Nassau
that.
and all of it.
Nassau is going again under civilization, you know, so like it's not what Flint wants.
I don't know.
So like I don't know how that gets resolved. You know what I mean? I still think we have we have a problem. Like right now we can be united because Woods Rogers is doing all of that, but like we're still gonna have a problem because of the gold at the end of the day. So I don't know what we're gonna do.
Not if the gold is not there.
Maybe the guy just changed his mind and was like, no, I should not bury it here. Let me bury it somewhere else.
I mean,
and now
he did
he's
go.
dead.
He's the
So-
guy. He did betray his partners many times in past. He was the guy who came to John first and was like, "Oh, the people are coming. People are on the Urca
Urca de Lima.
are dying," and John was like, "Oh, let's not tell that to anybody." And he was with John, you know. And then afterwards, they killed the other guy. I don't know what to expect from him, you know.
Very true. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have it. We're gonna be able to see it, but like before we play it, this scene. If you have something.
No,
else.
yeah, I have. I just want to say that like I really loved the scene when because I didn't think we finished the scene when they fought. You know,
Yeah.
they. I just want to say that like in that scene, it was very emotional to me. That scene when first he killed immediately the guy without even thinking twice. I do believe personally that he deep down knew that he would do that and he would not kill John. I mean, I don't know when he figured that out, you know, but I knew in that moment that he knew that, and I didn't think, and it was emotional to me, the scene when they were fighting as well, and I don't think Flint was fighting at all. I think he was just defending, but at the same time I don't think even John was fighting to kill. I think he was angry
frustrated,
and
yeah.
he was hurt.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think he was angry because Flint now made this decision and like showed him that he does trust him. So he now again has to go with him, if you know what I mean. Like, because like the guy talked to him before, like if we meet him, are you gonna stop him finally? Are you gonna ignore all the red flags, you know?
Basically, he's gonna say something and he's gonna win you over
And win
again.
you over. And John, we didn't hear the answer, but the thing is, especially now with killing this guy, I feel like John knew the answer was gonna be yes. And that's why he was frustrated with himself as well, and he was like
Just aimlessly.
I liked how, at least that's the feeling that I got from that's why it was emotional to me, like the feeling that I got from the fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see over at least. Thank God it was stopped. I mean, nothing would happen. He would not kill Flint, Flint would not kill John. It would end with them tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody would maybe be a bit hurt, like scratched somewhere, you know?
Like, maybe like a hand
Yeah.
or something. But
Probably not John's hand. He doesn't have
too much bleeding.
exactly. But yeah, Madi. scene.
Just like, I mean, everything that I wanted said in the show so far was said in that scene.
Yeah.
Like everything that like
Yeah.
she had Woods Rogers, so like the choices of the words that he uses
Oh yeah.
is like,
ridiculous.
God, he is so fucking ridiculous. He is looking at this woman, a fucking black woman, and telling her words like, you're lucky, or like, God, he said one more fucking word that was like, this is what a fucking ridiculous man.
Well, like
I will allow you, like something.
But
what
like
the
it
fuck
was also something that like it's their fault, like
Yeah.
what you did or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it
What are
kept
you
like it was
talking
kept
about?
like it's like they somehow woke up one day and they were like, oh, let us ensue violence against
Yeah.
these people. Oh, like why
Yeah.
did we just do this now?
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
we just woke up. No.
Like,
Like
you
when you're the
lived-
oppressor,
Yeah, that's what
you should fucking live in fear every day that the people that you oppress are gonna come up and try to kill you, as they should.
Exactly.
Like, in what universe? I mean, of course he is talking about it. Like of course he is talking
I
about it
mean,
like this.
during this show, he has always. I was shocked with the way that he was talking many times. Like, how does this come out of somebody's mouth? You know?
Like, it really shouldn't be shocking, but like every fucking time.
Yeah, it's literally ridiculous. fascinating, honestly.
No. So all the words that he was saying, I was like, I cannot.
It's
fucking
like
believe.
he thinks that this is what they deserve, and they deserve this, you know. So like they don't have a right to fight for themselves.
No.
Because they deserve that. You know.
Yeah. No, he is.
So like if they fight for themselves, they're horrible.
Yeah.
It's like they're.
When there's no looking at the reasonings as to why they have, like, let's say, risen up and killed so many of these people. Like, are you fucking kidding me? What did you think was gonna happen? Like, what did you think was gonna happen here?
Yeah.
And suddenly, like, they're at fault for, like, rising up against you.
Yeah.
Like, ridiculous. So, like, every fucking word that he says, like, just pisses me off. And so, like, he comes to her and he puts John's life
He says
in
this,
front
yeah,
of her.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I cannot believe this is happening because, like, stop torturing her. Like, just, like, stop. And, like, there was not a question in my mind, the decision that, like, that this was not a decision for her. It was just like, I cannot believe that you're forcing her.
Yeah, no, honestly, in that
Into
moment,
this.
like when he told that to her, I was really interested, let's say. I was very interested because we talked about it in the last episode, you know, how she would choose completely the opposite from John.
Yeah.
So, like, I was wondering what the writers are gonna do because, like, if they're gonna go down the path, because, like, I would be very angry if
I mean, I really could not understand it. I would
Yeah.
really not be able to understand it if they choose something
No,
else.
me neither. So like when he put that option and she was just staying quiet and like she had the look or something there where I was a bit confused if what she's gonna say, you know.
Yeah.
But then the second that she said like I know what voice you hear or something like that. I hear many voices. I knew where the conversation is going and what she's gonna say, and it was beautiful. Honestly, like the whole dialogue, everything that she said was very powerful, in my opinion.
I mean, it was so like it was stunning, and like there was such tragedy behind it. Like she has to carry so many voices.
I mean, just
with
tragedy.
her. Like literally, like that's again. She has to carry this. Like she cannot be a normal person. You know what I mean? Like she has to carry her people with her. That are in chains because of people sitting across from her. That people that are trying to tell her, "I'm gonna allow you to have this." Who the fuck are you? Like there was like you're trying. Like I just hope. Like it really came across as like who the fuck is John Silver and all of that.
It did come across.
Like it was like who the fuck is John Silver in the midst of all these voices, because Madi is not just Madi, you know what I mean? She is not just this girl that likes a boy, anything like that. Which is again, it's so sad to me that like that anyone has to carry the weight of their people on their shoulders because like they have just been enslaved. Yeah. And so like you of course you're gonna carry it. But...
we talked about, I really loved the whole dialogue, but like we talked about it's the same as why in the moment when Queen knew that like they should save her daughter, she called Flint. Yeah. She called Flint in the room because it was hard for her to make the decision, but she knew what the right decision was. That's why she called him, because she knew that he's gonna make the right decision. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But like I just want to say how much I loved the voice that the actress had, because exactly like you said, like it came across like
the weight of her words just came across very well.
Yeah. And basically and in that moment when she said what John Silver, you know, and we know that the girl loves that man.
No one questions that.
We know
no
that.
One questions that.
And yet in that moment he's not important.
Of course he isn't.
And I also want to mention how Flint as well did say to John, we didn't mention that, how he did say to John like
you know that Maddie's not gonna want this, she's gonna be mad at you.
Not gonna want, she's not gonna forgive you for this. She's not gonna forgive you for letting that opportunity, the possibility of her fighting that war.
Interesting.
What interesting?
Like he knows that.
Yeah.
So like it would be of benefit to him if, like, let's say Jack comes, kills Flint, and like he says, like, but Flint in the meantime hid the gold, so I don't know where it is.
I
So like,
know.
I did not do this, but like, I mean, you did. We are here right now because like you first started it.
I know what I think about it.
I don't know,
I really think bad about it.
because like, how are they gonna function together? I don't know.
Not function. I don't think they should be together. I don't think he should be able to look her in the eyes. I don't think he took everything. You don't love her then, you know. That's who she is. She shouldn't stop. She's not gonna stop after it. Her whole life is gonna be that. Like maybe now she doesn't have gold, but tomorrow she's gonna have something else.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So like a bit. I know what you mean. He wants to protect her life, but at the same time, he can't stay with her then. You know.
I agree.
He can't stay. He can't look her in the eyes then. I wouldn't think nice of him. Good of him. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't know. Like whatever you say, I know what you mean. But at the same time, I'm not gonna like him. I don't know how to explain that.
I just need to see how. I just need to see how it, like, it's all resolved. I really just need to. I can't. I don't have it in my mind. I really don't have it. But I'm very curious about how that's all gonna happen between Madi and John. Again, because all of us here understand John's decision. Like, is it the right one? Let's say for the grand scheme of things, no. But like, I would not have liked him if he made any other choice. Just like because of who he is. You know
if
what
he
I mean?
makes that choice now, I would not like him if he stays with her. I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain that. I would not like him then.
Yeah.
At the same time, understand that he wants to protect her, but like she's never gonna be safe. At the end of the day, she's never gonna stop.
I mean, even if she is safe, she cannot like live happily. She has this weight. Like, that's just who she is. That's who you chose to love.
That's what I want to say. That's the person that you love. Whenever he says Flint's war, that's Maddie's war. That's her war as well. That's her life as well. Okay, guys, we don't have much time, honestly.
Yeah, we have time to watch.
So we're gonna just stop it here,
And
watch the next episode, and talk in a few days. Bye.